Headers is also a really important piece of technical SEO. Jill, why don't you share what headers are and how we like to think about optimizing them?
So headers are those little sections of your page. So the H1 will be the title of your page. That will be the first header on the page. Underneath that, though, you may have some subsections, subheadings. So those will be your H2s. The most important thing to keep in mind when you're structuring your headers on a page is that according to Google, most headers should be organized hierarchically. This means that H2s should follow H1s, H3s should follow H2s, and so forth. There's not often a time where you would want, say, an H4 to follow an H1. You'll want to make sure that it's really organized in that hierarchy structure. And the further down your hierarchy you go, your headers go, the less weight they hold. So for this reason, any headers in the footer on that page should be lower in the hierarchy, such as an H4, H5, so that they're not confused as being very high value content points on a page. And that will depend on how your other headers on the page are structured as well. It's easy to make mistakes when headers are set up in the back end of your site. Sometimes we see that people have some accidental blank headers set up, or they have more than one header one. You'll only ever want to have one H1, although you can have multiple H2s, H3s, etc. And then just, making sure if there's any blank headers, you'll just want to have those removed. But a technical audit will be able to review all of these headers, list them all out so you can easily see the current layout, and then that will allow you to know where to make the best changes.
Yep. Super, super helpful. And as you mentioned, Google really values the content that's in these headers. And just to take it 10 steps back is the Google crawlers are insanely powerful, but the internet is massive. And these crawlers have to go literally crawl the entire web. There's only so much crawling budget that a crawler has. So oftentimes they'll first look at the headers of each page and get a lot of contextual signals that way versus manually or through a bot reading every single paragraph. So Google does prioritize headers to understand what the content is about. So it's super important just to take a look at what type of messaging are you sending to Google that is the main topic of the page, header one, and then all the subtopics, H2, H3, H4, and so on and so forth.